And who's this lovely lady?
I'm Nellie. I'm a true romantic. I believe in love at first sight because I want to rush you into a relationship of your doom before you figure out who I am. One of my biggest strengths is I have old-fashioned morals. I expect you to pay for everything. I believe that the best relationships are all about give and take. You give and I take. I'm very loyal to my own agendas and interests. I've been told that dating me is like being on a thrilling ride. It's a roller coaster and you're going to puke your guts out. I also think that the best relationships, they remain youthful and playful because gaslighting, triangulation, cheating and lying is so much fun. I describe myself as demosexual. I put the demonic into sexuality.
That sounds kinky.
It's not kinky, but it is horny. I believe that the best relationships are all about personal sacrifice, human sacrifice, loss of blood. Aww. I believe in the magic of love. Voodoo. I practice voodoo. Being with me, if you're lucky enough to be chosen, of course, it will be an unforgettable experience.
Let's hear why.
Because I will leave you with PTSD, CPTSD, maybe even an STD.
If you'd like to date this lovely lady, call 999-911. Phone lines now closed.
Hello? Yes, this is Nellie. Are you there? Hi! Surprise! So this is a little bonus that I wanted to do today and combine some discussion around the comedy skit that you have just seen. Of course, every skit that I make, it has an idea behind it. And the material that I'm working with is this whole dimension of relationships with narcissists and with psychopathic narcissists that are also known as narcopaths. That's actually a word. This is not only just cathartic to make, but it's made for educational purposes as well as helping survivors through comedy to support their healing and their recovery process. And I also think that comedy, it's entertaining, but it has an amazing capacity to unite people, to educate them also and give it to them in a way that they haven't seen it before. But my podcasts are very different because I'm serious about what I do. And I won't hide the fact that I'm also a deeply spiritual person, as well as being very interested in human psychology. I like getting to the depth and exploring with you various topics that I think are very important to know as a survivor of a narcissist. I'm not always going to combine the comedy with the discussion, by the way, but if I feel like the skit needs some extra explaining, i.e. if there's some extra information that I want you to know so you can understand better why I made it and what my angle is, then I'm going to add it. Saying that this video that you've just seen is quite self-explanatory, on paper, in the dating catalogue, narcissists look amazing. They got a 5-star rating. But what we don't realize is that they are the only ones submitting all of their reviews. Basically, narcissists are massive fraudsters. Of course, everybody, when you first meet them in a dating environment, if there is an attraction, we all present on the surface the very best of ourselves. It's normal. And it does take a while before you get to see all of the other sides of a person's character and also the less attractive stuff. But healthy people that don't have narcissistic personality disorder or antisocial personality disorder, they don't suddenly become an entirely different person. And of course, that is what you get in a narcissistic relationship. Basically, narcissists are con artists. And if they've got that dark triad or dark tetrad personality type and they steer towards being Machiavellian, then you're also dealing with a pretty slick hustler. And they're good at what they do. They're really great manipulators, even though I don't think that that is like an honor or a virtue. The trouble is, narcissists are usually very good looking. They also have high IQs. So they're very smart in many ways and they're really dumb in many others. But when they're targeting someone, especially romantically, they can really lay on the charm, the charisma, the seduction. They're very seductive. And in the beginning, they tell you so many lies. And I think sometimes they even do believe their lies. They live in a fantasy land, and it's definitely not a fluffy one. It's a disturbed space. But they're willing to throw themselves into the fantasy of being all that you desire to capture you in their sticky web. And of course, if you haven't been through this before and you don't know about narcissists, then you will fall for what they tell you. I honestly think they enjoy the con. I think that they get supply from it most of the time, and they feel like they're performing on stage, and it gives them a thrill. But then once they've got you in their trap and you're secure there, that's when they obviously start revealing the truth, and you'll start seeing more and more of the real them, and you'll be really confused thinking, what happened? And of course, the narcissist will be all too happy to tell you that what happened is you. It's you not being good enough somehow. What you've got in these narcissistic people are two very distinct characters. That's why, the Jekyll and Hyde analogy is used so much to describe narcissists. They're only Mr. Hyde. The Dr. Jekyll is just the mask. But of course, in the beginning of a dating experience with them, they're going to tell you so many things, so many lies to make themselves very appealing to you. But knowing the person that you dealt with, in truth of who they are now, looking back to how they presented at the beginning, and you were a fly on the wall and you're witnessing the scene of them in the beginning, it would be so fake and so cringeworthy. It would make you want to throw up because you know the truth. And what I'm representing in the skit that you've just seen is that sickness at the start when they're presenting themselves so sweet. And behind that, we know it operates and conceals this sinister intent, the ulterior motive. It's a real danger to people, but it's so well hidden because it's wrapped up in this pretty package. And it looks like a present. It looks like a gift box until you open it up and you realize that it's a bomb. The world of what you see and what you get with narcissists is very far apart. And I would love for more people to actually be aware of that there are individuals on this earth that are just pure users. And they're much worse than just users. They're dark individuals, and they do a lot of harm when they're given the opportunity. And they seem to enjoy being the player of that game. This whole concept of a relationship with a narcissist is one huge sham. It's a scam. There is no relationship between two individuals. It's all about the narcissist and what they can extract from you. That's it. And the only time that you'll ever see them giving of themselves is when they want something from someone. And unfortunately, the more compassionate you are, the more empathetic, the kinder you are, the more loving you are, the more the narcissist will target you. Good people get pulled into their web because they use seduction and victimhood to get you to enter their parlor. Will you walk into my parlor, said a spider to a fly. 'Tis the prettiest parlor that you ever did spy. The way into my parlor is up a winding stair, and I have many pretty things to show you when you're there. Oh no, said the little fly, to ask me is in vain, for who goes up your winding stair can never come down again. Now, this poem, a viewer of the channel actually reminded me of. It was first published in 1829, and it was written by a woman called Mary Howitt. I hope that I'm pronouncing her name right. Anyway, most people only know the first line of that poem, but if you read the whole thing, you can see all of the different tactics that manipulators use in their seduction process, and how they use charm and flattery to disguise their true intent. I think that the spider and the fly is a really relevant analogy for anybody that's been through narcissistic abuse, because the narcissist literally spins a web and you get seduced and you get flung into the center, and you know how strong those webs are. Although we can't know for sure because Mary Howitt is long gone, her poem is characterizing a narcissist with psychopathy, and I'm sure that it was inspired from somewhere in her real life. The narcissist is the spider that's catching the flies. It's spinning the web around people. It's waiting for somebody to get stuck. Not everybody will be seduced into their parlor, and not everybody will get stuck inside their web. But many of us have, and many people still will, unfortunately. And a warning, because narcissists are obviously going to be large on the dating scene since they're always changing partners. So be highly careful if you're doing any online dating. So that's all that I wanted to say in this video. I hope that you enjoyed the skit. Drop me a comment below and let me know what you thought. Please help me out by giving me a like, sharing this video, and also subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you again next time.